Hey guys, welcome to RC Video Reviews. Today I've got the Maiden for the Eachine Razor. This is just going to be a quick flight because I'm passing this plane forward. So my main objective today is get it up in the air, make sure the plane flies, and I do want to try the stabilizer and return to home real quick just to make sure they're configured correctly and that I've got the board level set up correct. I expect the right aileron to go up, and it does. I expect left to go up, it does. I expect the elevator to come up, and it does. I expect the elevator to go down, and it does. Before I launch the plane, I need to let you know this video is sponsored by Banggood. I'd like to say thanks a lot for Banggood for sending this unit out for review. They've made a very nice investment in RC Video Reviews, so you guys can get a first look at planes before you spend your money. So if you want an Eachine Razor for yourself, I've got an affiliate link in the description. Please use that, and the channel gets a little bit of a kickback if you decide to buy one for yourself. All right, let's go fly. All right, guys, we're ready to launch the plane. My squadron mate Johnny's going to launch it for me right into the wind, and here we go. You ready, Johnny? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and crank it. When I get the motor going, you go ahead and chuck it. Easy up. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected on this one. Thanks, Johnny.
My pleasure.
Easy up in the air with that one. No problem. All right. I'm just checking for straight and level, and I got to be honest right now. It's straight and level with no trim. It feels pretty good, actually. Yep, not a click of trim on this plane. Wow, impressive. Well, that's easy. That kind of makes the video short, doesn't it? There's no rudder, so I can't do a rudder trim for you. As far as roll and pitch goes, it's flat as a pancake. So I've got nothing to show you in terms of setting the plane up. Yeah, look at that. Nice slow flyby. Very nice. Well, it's going to be the shortest Maiden video ever. Let's go ahead and try the stabilizer and see how that does. I'm going to click the stabilizer on, and I'm going to look for bad behavior.
Stabilization on.
Oh, wow. Yep, perfect. Very, very nice. Wow. You know, one of the things about a stabilizer you got to be careful of right away is the gains. And we talk about gains a lot, but I'll tell you what, the stabilizer's on. I am flying hands off right now, and that plane is just doing its thing, and that stabilizer seems to be dialed in really well. I got to give Eachine props for that, getting a stabilizer right. It's not easy to do all the time. Not right out of the gate. Normally it takes some kind of tuning. So I'm actually very impressed with this. And you can see the windsock. We've got some wind. It's not like this is just a calm day. Very nice. Yeah, you do full deflection to make it come around, which is normal. That's normal on a plane like this. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to hit return to home now. Let's see how that does.
Return to launch.
So there's the climb, and there's the turn. I'm on the switch just in case it wants to fly off. It looks like it's doing fine, making the circle. It's a much smaller radius, and I think as far as power on goes, I use one of our setup tables, so yeah, it's a much smaller radius than, say, the co-pilot, but that's a nice tight radius. And it's, as far as altitude goes, I'll put it in the post-production. I'll put the numbers in for altitude, but that's a little higher, I think, than the co-pilot as well. But it looks good. It's doing a good job. That's hands off, guys. No hands on the plane. Okay. That's good. I'm going to put it back in stabilize mode.
Stabilization on.
And I'm going to bring it around and land it. I've got nothing else for this plane. It's successful. And you guys know how I like to do things with the Maiden, you know, take a few laps to get it on the ground. Normally I don't do a stabilizer, but this plane was just so basic that, and there was nothing to configure really on the stabilizer other than board level, that I just decided to give it a whirl. So let's see how it does on landing. All right, it's folding prop. There we go. Perfect. Well, that's about as good as a Maiden can go, I reckon, especially if you're talking about a flight computer with return to home. I'd say this is a complete success on the Eachine Razor. I'm almost a little sad that I'm sending it off. I think it'd be a fun plane to fly around. All right guys, we're gonna try the auto launch feature on the Razor. So I just finished the Maiden, everything went well there, and I'm gonna go ahead and try auto launch. So my friend Johnny's gonna chuck it for me. I've got the throttle at about 80–90%. I've got return to home on. I'm gonna be ready to take that off immediately if I don't like what I see. So here we go, ready to launch. Go ahead, Johnny. Hey, if you like the work I do here on RC Video Reviews, please consider joining me on Patreon. For about the price of a cup of coffee, you can help me keep making videos just like this one. If you'd like to help out, there's a link in the description and on your screen. So here we go, ready to launch. Go ahead, Johnny. Wow, beautiful. Look at that. I haven't touched anything. My hands are off. But I don't like that. That went a little too far away, so I'm not sure what happened there. That was a little too far away for my liking. I'm going to try return to home again and see what it does.
Stabilization on. Return to launch.
I'm not sure why it kept going that direction. It didn't turn fast enough for my taste. Those are choices you have to make too on return to home. Yeah, that's not turning. Nope.
Off.
Maybe it's possible it didn't get a GPS lock. I'm not sure. I didn't verify the GPS lock, but I can tell you right now,
stabilization on.
That's a lesson, guys. If you see something you don't like, turn it off right away. Don't mess around. But what I will say is the auto launch worked, and I know return to home works, so I think I'm going to attribute that to not having a good GPS lock before I took off. My fault for not verifying it, but so I'm not going to penalize the plane because I've already proved return to home on this plane, and we already know it works. But yeah, I'm feeling like it didn't get a lock that time. But that's okay, because like I said, we know return to home works. Just got a lesson learned, good lesson. Make sure you get a GPS lock before you trust return to home. I should have done it, and I didn't. Nice slow flyby. Man, this plane flies really easy. Stabilizer's doing a good job with the wind. I think I would probably recalibrate that board for another degree or two of nose up. So it seems like I'm on the stabilized mode going into the wind. I saw it pitching down just a little bit, so a couple degrees of up might not be a bad idea. Okay, this is hands off in stabilized mode. Let's see what it does. Yeah, that's good. It's completely hands-off flying right there. All right, I'm gonna bring it around and set it down, and then after that, it's gonna become Jim's plane. So let me get this thing on the ground. All right, I'm landing in stabilized mode, and it's just kind of coasting down. Wow. All right. Very good. Okay guys, that wraps up my series on the Eachine Razor. Thanks again to Banggood for sending this plane out for review. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when new material hits the channel. That's all I've got for today. Take it easy.